Hello Astrid.
Hi Miguel, hi.
Hello everyone. We're here today, a new encounter, and we're going to talk about seeing. We're studying the first lessons of the workbook,
Course in Miracles.
Course in Miracles, and it talks about I'm determined to see. I'm determined to see.
I'm determined to see this differently. Above all else, I want to see this differently.
Yes, and so I thought it would be important to clarify what is for you seeing. When do you know that you are seeing?
When do I know I'm seeing? I'm in peace. That's when I know I'm seeing. I'm in peace. And I would say I'm in a vibration or a frequency of love, which is not of this world. Does that make sense?
Would you clarify? Would you
No,
explain a bit more? What
No,
does it mean that it's not of this world?
It's probably not what I've learnt from before. It's like we are taught from a very early age that this is like this. Well, I don't know. I think personally I can say I had fear of everything. You know, it's like everything.
This is quite a common state in the human life.
Well, I hadn't realised how we seem to be brought up, everybody, of fearful, defensive, that something's going to happen or something bad's going to happen or something's...
Certainly.
I don't know if anybody can resonate with this, but what's happened with me with the Course is with the undoing of my ideas, my fixed ideas, and I've been able to, well, I'm learning, because we're always learning,
Of course.
to see things differently, to see things without that. It's like a mirror, or not a mirror, it's like a veil.
A veil.
It's like a veil of fear, or a veil, I'd say defense. It's a veil of defense.
Like a veil of separation, maybe.
How they say it in the Course. I can only say how I feel it personally, how I feel it.
So when you feel that you see, you don't feel this veil of separation or distance.
No.
And you are joyful.
Yeah. I think lesson 101, what is it? The lesson of 101? God's will for me is perfect happiness. I got to lesson 101, I thought, this is it.
Yeah, I stay here. This is it. This is the answer.
Yeah, this is it. Oh,
Perfect.
I said, thank God.
Where do I have to sign?
Yeah, no, truly. And so seeing, it reminds me of, I remember I've been doing the Course for a couple of years, studying the Course, my own way, like we do. And I got to lesson 28, I think it is, and it was, above all else, I want to see this differently.
Yes.
And I went through quite a bad time with that, because I was, the determination, and there was also, I don't know whether it's the same lesson or a different lesson, I'm determined to see this differently. It talks about determination.
Yes.
And I remember sitting there really determined to see the wardrobe differently, you know, with my physical eyesight. You know, look, I want to see this differently. It has to change, you know. And it looked the same to me, and it was really like, because I expected it to just turn into light or something, or just have this like heart sign on it or something. I don't know. This is what I thought. And it wasn't until quite a few years later, and well, a lot of years later, it's probably easier to say a few years ago, where I could feel it more. It came from the heart.
Yeah.
It was. I was inside differently, you know. So I could see things differently. I could look at it without my past. You know.
Through the heart.
Through the heart. Looking at it through
So,
the heart.
seeing is seeing with the heart.
For me, yeah. That's how I describe it. If I could describe it in some way.
Well, I think that's very useful.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is.
And I also like one of the early lessons as well, which is I'm never upset for the reason I think.
Lesson 5.
There you go. He's very good, you see. that for me, my first 3 or 4 years in the course was fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Like above all, not above all else. What was it? Lesson 5. Oh yeah, I'm never upset for the reason I think. That is crazy good. and it's so true. It's so true.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, I've gone off course, haven't I? Because we're talking about seeing. So yeah, for me, seeing is seeing through the heart, seeing in the present, seeing that God is in everything I see. God is everywhere. Like God is everywhere. So in a way, all I have to do is like plug in. Plug into that vibration, plug into that frequency, and then everything is just fine. Everything is just perfect. Everything. My intention is just to be. Do you want to talk about your idea of seeing?
Yes, I'd like to say a few things about my experience on that. What comes to me is like different aspects. One first aspect that comes to me when it comes to seeing is like a direct apprehension of something. It's like direct seeing. It's like when you have no doubt. Normally, when you think something out, you can be doubtful. Is this so? Is this not so? How is it? But when you see, there is certainty. I see it. Yeah, it's like this. It's absolutely clear. And it's something that comes from the inside out. It's, I see. Boom. It's like this. It's certainty.
Are you saying more like this is knowledge? I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding this quite.
To me, it has to do with lack of doubt, with certainty. Like seeing, perception is more like maybe yes, maybe no, maybe it's like this, maybe it's like that. This situation can be seen from many points of view. But the feeling of seeing is, wow, I see this. Boom, it's like this. Certainty, clarity, full clarity. That I relate to seeing. Then there is a second aspect that's very interesting for me in the course, because in these lessons about seeing, I'm determined to see. Above all, I want to see. It speaks about using our will. It's not just a desire. It's like determination to see.
Yeah, I think that's the place. I think in English, I'm not sure in Spanish, it does talk about the determined. I'm determined.
Yes,
I think in Spanish,
exactly
it's slightly different.
No,
is it?
No. This feeling of you have to use the will. There is a point. It's not just like a matter of desire. Desire is like a lighter. Has a lighter feeling to it. I desire something. I want something. But I'm determined. It's like, wow, that is absolute determination. And somehow it is invoking the use of the will. It's like, I will it to see. I will to see. It's like this determination is very important. Something that I believe through the lessons they're asking us, he's asking us to activate the will, which is something that is not very commonly activated in our human
Our
life.
personal will.
In our personal will. And then there is like one more aspect about seeing. I related with, to me it's like a sensation when I was a child and the world was enchanted and everything was new and everything was a discovery, it was wonderful. And the world is that feeling of novelty and wow. So seeing has to do with, I really want to see this differently. It's like, it's like remembering how beautiful it is when I don't put my stuff in it, when I don't, the world itself is clean, is immaculate.
Yeah.
If I don't project my past, it's like seeing as it is, and it's just, wow, the feeling is enchanted.
Yeah.
So for me, seeing somehow is related with this re-enchantment of the world.
Can I say something here? It's like you have memories of these moments. It's like remembering when you were a child. It's happening.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I don't have that. So for me, it's seeing things brand new. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So when we don't know, there's no comparison. There's no nothing. We don't know. So I understand when you say about being a child, but for me, because I can't have any recollections, I don't remember as a little child thinking that.
Yeah, but what I can recall as a child is this feeling of joy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a feeling of joy and a feeling of fullness. It's like, oh, what an adventure. This is wonderful. It's wonderful to be alive. It's wonderful to discover. It's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to play. So for me, seeing is like seeing this light in the world, this beauty in the world.
What you're saying here is, I think this is what is the teaching of the Course. The joy. And to see through the eyes or the heart of innocence.
Yeah. Certainly.
Well, anyway, I think we can call a close here. So if we have any English viewers, English friends, speaking friends, English, Australian, American, any English speaking, that would like to ask a question so we can get the ball running.
Yeah.
Ask a question if you're studying.
That's very adequate.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm from the place where there is the running of balls.
Oh, I didn't get that one. Anyway, so if you want to ask any questions, if you're studying the course and you want to ask a question or give your point of view and we can talk about it and give us some ideas to talk about in English about, for us, what is the Course in Miracles, what is living here.
Yes, any contribution will be very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
See you
a lot.
next time.
Yeah, thank you.